explained it went higher from 8%. That is prior to their implementation of general community quarantine in NCR. Marikina Mayor Marcelino Chizoro explained that many of their cases are individuals who were infected from outside the city. However, he noted that the current case doubling time in the city has gone longer to 16%. Chidoro even highlighted that their contact tracing rate is now at 1:45 case to close contact ratio. The IATF acknowledged that the increase in their cases is due to their testing capacity with their own molecular laboratory and efficient contact tracing. Bello and De Vera said the city seems equipped to address the pandemic, but they assured the LGU that the national government is ready to assist should any problem arise. De Vera even offered to assist in the evaluation should the Marikina Polytechnic College be open for limited face-to-face classes by next year. Charles asked for the upcoming Undas, and Mayor Chodoro said he will be issuing an executive order for the temporary closure of 4 cemeteries in the city. That is from October 31 to November 2. Despite this, the public may still visit the grave of their loved ones from October 15 to November 30, except, of course, the dates of the closure. A cemetery pass will also be implemented by every cemetery administration. Maximum of 2 visitors per grave will only be allowed, and each cemetery could only accept a number of visitors subject to 30% of their capacity. Charles?
Thanks for that, Greg. That was Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Marikina. COVID-19 cases in the country have exceeded 248,000. This after the health department reported more than 3,800 new cases on Thursday. Of that number, around 58,800 are active. COVID-related deaths reached the 4,000 mark as 80 new fatalities were reported today. Total recoveries climbed to 186,000. As over 560 new survivors were reported over the past 24 hours. More visitors are expected to flock to cemeteries in the coming days, and the public is urged to visit their deceased loved ones early to avoid the risk of catching COVID-19. Tell us more about this. We have JC Cosico. He's reporting live from Pasig City. JC, I know it's a little early for this, but how's it going so far with the cemeteries in Manila? Do you actually have people already visiting their departed loved ones?
Charles, several individuals have started trooping to the Manila North Cemetery today. This following the announcement of the city government of Manila that all burial grounds will be closed from October 31 to November 3. Among the early goers were couples Sheila and Roger, who visited the tomb of their child. They say they were aware that the cemetery will be closed from All Saints' Day as well as All Souls' Day. The couple added that they are avoiding the influx of visitors. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno earlier ordered the closure of cemeteries from October 31 to November 3 to control the spread of the virus. That's why visitation and cleaning of graves have been allowed as early as now. Health protocols are in place inside the cemetery. Visitors are required to wear face masks and face shield. Senior citizens and minors are banned from the premises. Just like the previous years, alcoholic beverages and pointed objects are prohibited. Only 30 people are allowed to be present during interments. The hearse carrying the casket is the only vehicle allowed within the premises. The cemetery management has deployed personnel to ensure visitors are following the minimum health standards. Some candle vendors and flower vendors inside and outside the cemetery are concerned that they won't earn that much this year. They said they have no choice but to follow government rules. Charles, last year, around 1.4 billion visitors visited the cemetery last year, and the management says more personnel will be deployed come August 16 as they expect more people to come in the cemetery. Charles?
Thanks, JC. That was JC Cosico reporting live from Pasig. We'll have more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Malacanang says President Duterte's decision to grant pardon to U.S. Marine Lance Corporal Joseph Scott Pemberton is grounded on national interest. Palace spokesperson Harry Roque suggested that the chief executive may have freed Pemberton so that the Philippines would have access to COVID-19 vaccines from the U.S. He later on clarified that that was just his personal opinion. Roque, who once acted as the lawyer for slain Filipina trans woman Jennifer Laude, said he respects Duterte's move, adding that he was not surprised.
Kasi alam ko po na merong mas mataas o mas importanteng national interest na kinakailangan pangalagaan ng presidente. Bagamat parehong-pareho po kami ng paninindigan pagdating doon sa independensa at pagiging malaya ng Pilipinas. Pero sa panahon po ng pandemic, huwag natin kakalimutan, 4 na bansa lang po ang gumagawa ng vaccine.
And Pemberton is now inching closer towards his freedom. Let's get some details from Marlene Alcaide. She's reporting live from Olongapo City. Marlene, what's the latest on this?
Charles, Bureau of Corrections Director General Gerald Bantag has signed the release order for Pemberton. After receiving a copy of the presidential pardon earlier today, the BuCor immediately started processing all the necessary documents. They will now submit a copy of the signed memorandum of release to the North New Bilibid Prison superintendent who will implement the order. They will then turn over all the papers to the Immigration Bureau. Upon the release from detention, Pemberton's custody will be transferred to the BI for his deportation. The BuCor, as well as the Justice Department, could not give an exact date as to when Pemberton will leave the country, but Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara said the whole process of release and deportation can be completed by the weekend. Charles, we are still trying to get in touch with the Laude family to get their reaction, but as of now, what we know so far is they have asked Pemberton to issue a genuine apology. For them, that's the simplest way to show that he indeed exhibited good conduct. Charles?
Thank you, Marlene Alcaide, reporting live from Olongapo. House lawmakers support the Trade Department's call to restore its original budget proposal to assist MSMEs affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Camille Samonte with the story.
Several lawmakers have lamented the budget cut of the Trade Department, especially as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to take a toll on businesses. At a House budget hearing on Thursday, Antique Representative Lauren Legarda said the slashed funds could have offered relief to affected micro, small, and medium enterprises or MSMEs.
Why is there a huge cut in the budget of MSMEs for shared services facilities when that could be the bullet that could really jumpstart the micro, even nano economy, not just in Metro Manila, but in the rural areas?
Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez said the 2021 budget for MSMEs had been reduced to 2.2 billion pesos from 2.6 billion pesos this year.
That budget definitely is very small when it comes to microfinancing because just during this pandemic, ang ginawa po ng SB Corp dahil wala naman siyang additional funding, ginamit niya yung budget niya supposedly for 2020 at yun na yung ginamit para sa pandemic response. Ginamit na for microfinancing.
The proposed spending plan for the DTI and its attached agencies for 2021 is at 20.162 billion pesos. But Lopez said some of the budget they submitted for several programs were also rejected. With this, lawmakers are pushing for DTI's budget restoration for next year. Valenzuela City 1st District Representative Wesley Gatchalian said the agency's 2021 allocation is not enough to support 1 million registered MSMEs as well as the unregistered enterprises who have also been affected by the crisis.
Kailangan po natin sigurong lakihan ang pondo overall ng DTI. At kung hindi man po ito mangyayari, siguro po sapat na lang po na ang una nating kung pwede ho, palakihin ng pondo ay ang tulong natin sa micro, small, and medium enterprises. No? That's number one. The 2.2B is, hindi ho ito makakatulong. No? Especially right now ho, na mabigat po ang hinaharap natin.
Meanwhile, the House Committee on Trade and Industry approved a bill that seeks to amend some provisions in the Price Act. DTI wants to tag more products as basic necessities and prime commodities. Under the bill, PPEs, face masks, safety goggles, and medical devices will now be included in prime commodities. DTI will also impose price control measures for these products in times of emergencies such as public health crisis. The agency is also looking at imposing a suggested retail price on gadgets that will most likely be used by students for online learning. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
A group of scientists from Italy are skeptical over the early trial results of Russia's Sputnik 5 vaccine. In an open letter, 26 scientists questioned the reliability of the data presented based on the results of the first and second phase trials of the vaccine candidate. It branded as highly unlikely some patterns in the data which showed multiple participants reporting identical antibody levels. Russia is set to conduct clinical trials for Sputnik 5 in various countries, including the Philippines. For more updates, follow News 5, Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Tras Lejano, here One News.